The destruction of the patriarch. Almost every society in our past has been built upon a patriarchal system, where males were the supreme authority figures holding the majority of the power. In this traditional role, the father controlled the economic, social, and moral decisions regarding his family. In these patriarchal systems, men sacrificed their energy, time, and even their lives for the benefit of the women and the children, while the women gave themselves to nurturing the children and the family as a whole. This patriarchal system appears to be the natural order throughout much of history, underpinned by many biblical and religious ideologies. Wives, submit to your own husbands as to the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, as also Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Saviour of the body. Therefore, just as the church is subject to Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her. Ephesians 5:22-25. This traditional system of patriarchal order promoted a sense of purpose, worth, and stability among many sovereign nations. However, since the introduction and spread of Karl Marx's communist ideologies, the old traditions built upon patriarchal systems have been under attack. Take away a nation's heritage, and they are more easily persuaded. The object of life is to dethrone God and destroy capitalism. Communism begins where atheism begins. The communists everywhere support every revolutionary movement against the existing social and political order of things. They openly declare that their ends can be attained only by forcibly overthrowing all existing social conditions. Anyone who knows anything of history knows that great social changes are impossible without feminine upheaval. Social progress can be measured exactly by the social position of the fair sex, the ugly ones included. Those opposing the patriarchal system view men's dominant role as an act of control oppressing women. However, in a recent study, researchers found that stay-at-home mothers are happier than those who go out to work. The survey concluded that if staying at home with the children were counted as a job, it would rank as having happier workers than any other trade or profession. In almost every country where Karl Marx's communism has taken over, their traditions along with their patriarchal leaders have been attacked and undermined. The Bolshevik Revolution of 1917 saw the communists take control of Russia. They executed the Tsar along with his family before turning their sights towards the country's citizens. 61 million were murdered as they enthusiastically dismantled the old order. The same happened in China after the communists under Chairman Mao took control, dismantling forever their traditional patriarchal system of emperors. 78 million died in the process. With the spread of communism in the early part of the 20th century, the Catholic Church promoted and supported hardline fascist leaders across Europe and South America in an attempt to hold onto their traditions of patriarchal authority and control, with Germany and Italy spearheading the counterattack against this onslaught and threat of communism. As World War II came to an end, President Truman sanctioned the dropping of 2 atomic bombs, one on Hiroshima and one on Nagasaki, both cities with a significant Catholic population. The Nagasaki bomb fell on the Urakami district, right in the heart of the Catholic area, killing over 35,000 people, including 70% of the 12,000 Catholics who lived there. This was a true Holocaust by definition. The dropping of these 2 atomic bombs sent a clear message to the Pope and the Vatican that their days of patriarchal rule were in jeopardy. Furthermore, it demonstrated that the communists and their allies would stop at nothing to create their new world order. 2 decades after World War II, the Vatican, through internal infiltration, was persuaded to change its direction. The introduction and policies of the Vatican II paved the way for the future decline and demise of the old traditional patriarch.
That is what the people of our countries now want us to focus on. They want us to be sure that we're beating the pandemic together and discussing how we'll never have a repeat of this, but also that we're building back better together and building back greener and building back fairer and building back more equal and how shall I, in a more gender neutral and perhaps a more feminine way. How about that, apart from anything else?
The theory of communism may be summed up in one sentence: abolish all private property. The education of all children, from the moment that they can get along without a mother's care, shall be in state institutions.